80% of people shop impulsively in person in stores, and about 72% of people make impulse purchases in online shops. Money is a tool, and one thing I've been asking myself over the past few weeks is, am I using this tool in a way that supports my life goals, or am I throwing it around without aim? Today I'm sharing 20 things I'm choosing not to buy as a minimalist. These are things I've learned that drain my wallet, they clutter up my space, and don't seem to add value to my life. I'm Madeline, and after nearly 2 years on this minimalism journey, I'm here to share with you a few things to help you simplify your life and make more intentional purchases. Unused app subscriptions. I've learned that one thing that's really important is to stay on top of subscriptions. So nowadays, whether it comes to my business here, where I have a whole load of monthly apps and tools that I use for my business, or whether it comes to my personal life, or even things for my kids for like the iPad or things like that. For my business, I keep a spreadsheet of all of them so that I know kind of what my monthly outgoings are. And when it comes to kids stuff and my personal life, I do like to go through my monthly statements and have a look through what subscriptions am I paying for. Are these subscriptions we still use? Is there anything on there my kids haven't played with in months and I can just get rid of? And this is something I plan to continue doing in the next year as well. Impulse purchases at checkout. Since we know 80% of people shop impulsively at checkout, myself included, I've been trying to be a lot more intentional about this. Just because something is cheap doesn't mean I need to buy it, and doesn't mean it warrants me just throwing it in my basket. More decor pillows or throw pillows around the house. Yes, I used to buy a load of those because I felt like I needed to swap them out with the season. I needed to have constantly fresh new decor in my home. And then I realized, why don't I just have a few of them that I like having all year round, and that's it. I don't need to store extra pillows, which can take up a lot of space. I don't need to spend a lot of money on those. If you do like to swap your pillows once in a while, I do recommend looking at getting just pillow covers so that you can swap the look of them, but you can keep the pillow itself and it doesn't take up a whole load of space in your loft. But for me, I have about 3 pillows down here, and we have a few upstairs in the bedrooms, and then that's it. I don't feel like I need any more than that. And I've gotten to a place where I'm really content with our home and I don't feel the need to be constantly changing it or chasing trends. Also, lots of home decor items. I used to buy in shops a lot of things that I thought were cute. I didn't have a space for them. I didn't, have a spot in my home where I wanted to put them. I didn't know what I was going to do with them when the season ended. I didn't ask myself any of these questions. I just impulse purchased a lot. And so my home started getting full of all of these knickknacks and decor items that sometimes didn't go together, sometimes didn't even fit the space. But sometimes it's cute in the shop. You feel like it's going to be a good buy. But I haven't really bought decor items in a long time because I just don't feel the need for it anymore. And I have found that actually having less decor items around makes it so much quicker to tidy, clean, to dust surfaces. As a mom in a busy season of life with young children, I don't have the time to be moving around a whole lot of decor. And so for me, simplified decor has really worked best. Holiday themed kitchenware. Those cute plates and bowls and servingware. I'm not saying you shouldn't have any of these. If you have anything on this list, that's perfectly fine if it brings value and joy to your life. This is just personally what I prefer not to have, and these items are one of those. I just don't want to have my loft full of kitchen items for 1 or 2 weeks a year. I prefer having the basic plates that we always use. They're just simple, they're lovely to me, and they go with any occasion, and I can use different things to make like a tablescape that's appropriate for the season. So I prefer having all year round items when it comes to this. Also, glassware for specific purposes. Now, we are not massive drinkers in this house, but I know there are so many different kinds of glasses. You've got champagne, wine, little shot glasses, don't you? You've got so many of those, and for us, it doesn't make sense to have all of those when we don't use them at all. We have a couple types of glasses that, in my opinion, work for a lot of different things. So if we have guests over, we use those. We have stemless wine glasses, so those can work for wine. That's just what we prefer, and it's something that I don't really see myself buying anytime in the near future anyway. Extra towels. We used to have so many more towels, and we just simply didn't have a need for them. Like if you have stacks and stacks of towels in your airing cupboard, it might be a good time to ask yourself, are you using all of those towels, or is it just the 2 or 3 at the top and all the ones at the bottom just don't get used? They're just there. just in case. We have about 2 per person in the house, and that's been working really well for us for the past 2 years. Extra notebooks. I used to have so many different notebooks because I felt like having that notebook meant I was gonna be super organized, I was gonna get all my planning done, I was gonna be productive. And then I learned actually it's not the notebooks that make me productive. And this is one thing I don't really want to buy a lot of unless I have a specific purpose for them. I'm not just gonna buy them because they're cute and because I think they look cute on my desk. Unneeded storage solutions is one thing I used to buy a lot of. We had clutter issues. Our home was overwhelming, and so in my mind, what was missing was more storage stuff. Just we needed the perfect storage system, the perfect organizing bins. And I used to think the reason why we had all of these clutter issues was because I wasn't organized enough. I didn't find the perfect system yet. It never crossed my mind that the reason why I'm overwhelmed is because we simply had too much stuff. And I just didn't have the time to manage it all. And so decluttering was actually one thing that saved us a lot of money, and it made me realize I do not need that many storage items. And so that's one thing that I don't really think we're gonna buy anymore, because now that we've decluttered, we actually have a few empty storage bins that we are keeping for now. But yeah, we definitely did not need that many. Plastic water bottles is something I haven't really bought in a long time, and I think unless I really, forget my water bottle and I'm in a desperate situation where I'm really thirsty, then obviously I might buy one. But for the most part, I just don't buy plastic water bottles. I have a reusable stainless steel bottle that I take with me everywhere, and that's that. And also, I don't want to buy a new water bottle. I have definitely been tempted by this in the past. Like, you see all the Stanley cups and all of those. Not attacking you in any way if you have one. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. I just think I don't need a new water bottle in loads of different colors. I don't need one for my desk, one for my car, one for my room, one for when I'm on the school run, one for when I'm at home. I just do not need that many. Having one water bottle that I take everywhere has worked brilliantly for me. So we have one per person in the household, and unless one of them breaks or starts leaking, I just don't see myself buying another one. Also, plastic straws is something we haven't bought in a very long time. We have some of those reusable stainless steel ones. We use them for the kids, we use them for ourselves, and that's it. We just don't buy any other one. Toxic cleaning sprays is something I used to use a lot around my home, and when I started having health issues like my endometriosis, it made me realize that a lot of these products actually affect your hormones, they can affect your health, they can affect your children's health, and so it really was a trigger for me to make a change. And nowadays you can find alternatives for those toxic cleaning sprays. Like, I have chosen to use Purdy and Fig cleaners. They have also sent some to me in the past, and they're my favorite. I just use them pretty much everywhere around the house. Mirrors, tables, windows, wooden surfaces, anything around my home, pretty much I only use Purdy and Fig sprays. Air fresheners is something I also haven't bought in a long time, and I don't plan on, because again, they're just not great for your health. I prefer just airing out the house, opening up windows, getting some fresh air in. And I do use for scent candles, like non-toxic candles, and I also have a pot diffuser, which is also a non-toxic one. So just anything that's only essential oils will be much better for you than having one of those air fresheners that is just not great stuff to be inhaling every single day. Phone cases, these can be so cute. There's such a wide variety of them out there, but in reality we only need one. This is the one I have at the moment, and I just don't want to buy any more. It would just be a bit wasteful, and one is enough for me. Trendy clothing items is something I used to buy a lot, and in the past few years I've really tried to ask myself, what is the kind of style that I prefer to wear? And through documenting my outfits, I realized I like just more classic pieces, simple pieces, basic. I don't mind being called basic. That's just what makes me feel good. And so if I'm buying anything new, I'm gonna try to invest in pieces that are nice quality, that are going to last for a long time, and that are more classical rather than, flashy, trendy pieces that I'm only gonna wear a few times. Cheap jewelry is something that is such a big waste of money. Obviously, if it's really cheap, it's gonna tarnish, it's gonna break really easily, it's just not gonna last. And so it's much better investing a little bit into more of a quality piece of jewelry and having just a few of them that work really well for you and your lifestyle, than having a load of really cheap ones that we don't like that much and we're not using that much, and they're gonna break really easily. Excessive beauty tools is also something I don't really plan on buying anymore. I'm sticking to kind of the basic pieces that I have found that work for me, and I'm trying not to get attracted by any of the influencer things I see, any of the trends I see out there with the different face tools and different masks and things like that, and just sticking to the basics. Also, multiple skincare or beauty products is something I'm trying to avoid. So my goal is just to to use up what I have before I buy new. So one item per category, like one foundation, one mascara, one moisturizer, one cleanser, everything like that, just one of each, because there's no point in having loads of duplicates and potentially opening them at the same time because they might go bad before I get to use them. Tampons is something I also haven't bought in a very long time because I have swapped to a menstrual cup. If you haven't done so yet, just give it a go. You might be surprised. I used to think it's going to be more complicated and I was absolutely very skeptical. I have since started using a better cup and I was honestly so impressed. It actually makes the period, I wouldn't say fun, but it just makes it go a lot smoother. You only have to change it in the morning and at night, and it's been a bit life-changing, to be honest. What I've learned is that our spending and the things we buy tends to be highly related to our daily habits. So you might find useful this video on 10 minimalist habits that might just change your life, and I'll see you in the next video.